Penis.
Please don't mention his penis. See, dog agrees. Oh my god. Happens every time.
What?
I lose my window. When I had, because it's taking it from the window itself. And I lose my window.
Sounds like you're living in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, hey guys, Salvanis here. And I'm joined by Nalagag. And we're gonna just quickly go over these panels here that we see from the actual world and overview panel. It's the kind of things that they use to show the topics that they were talking about, and they kind of whiz through all of these pretty quickly. So, what it looks here, it looks like it's concept art for Gul'dan talking to Kil'jaeden. Initially, when we first watched the BlizzCon, it looked like Kil'jaeden's eyes were closed.
Yeah.
But his eyes are actually open and very evilly looking red. Very evil looking red.
Evil motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to see Kil'jaeden next expansion. That's the real question.
I think he probably will be a boss at some point, maybe. Because this is Legion. They're kind of invading our world right now, right? So, I mean, this is going to be...
Yeah.
Like, imagine we'll see. Or, maybe they'll save them for when we actually go to the Legion's homeworld itself of Argus.
Yeah.
So we can see... It kind of looks like Kil'jaeden's armor is upgraded. I don't remember him having that big of shoulder pads.
I do.
Do you? Okay, so maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Warcraft 3, because he has pretty fucking big shoulder pads from Warcraft 3.
Yeah, Gul'dan looks like he's a spider. A little bit.
Looks like the woman from StarCraft.
Yeah, Kerrigan. Looks like Kerrigan, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And thus, once more, he would hear the voice of his Legion Overlord, Kil'jaeden. And we're going to the next slide. And we see Gul'dan has raised the Broken Isles, the Broken Shore up, and we had a joke when they first showed this. It's like, can we name all of the areas that are going to be cut when they release the damn thing?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we're probably not going to see Thal Draenor, because
it's the one who's furthest away.
It's the one that's furthest away, and then they're like, well, that's not complete yet, so we can't show you anything. I'm like, oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing really great in this slide to show. We're just going to move on to the next one. Gul'dan, Tomb of Sargeras. We can see that that's like the portal from the Spire, where they're calling down all of the fell stuff that they have, like a lot of fell stuff. And I think the other thing we were talking about is it kind of looks like the floating pillars and stuff kind of look like Imperial cruisers from Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we're getting a Star Wars crossover here. We're gonna go to the next panel, and oh, Chris Metzen.
It's Chris Metzen.
Yeah, he did that. Moving on. Cinematic and storytelling panel. It shows us a very, and I don't know if that's screen tearing in the background or if that's demons.
I feel like it gets demons.
I have a feeling that that's demons. Yeah, and it shows an engine of the Skyfire and one of the Orgrimmar assault vessels going towards this giant pillar of green light with all of these demons here. So it's a combined Alliance and Horde effort to attack these demons, but of course we're going to be fighting each other whenever we can. Next slide. What is the Broken Shore? We sarcastically referred to it as just a shore that is broken. But what do we know? What do we know? And again, you see more of this demon architecture. It looks like maybe old Night Elven architecture that has been repurposed and changed into demonic constructs. And they have a lot of obsession with the color green.
Yeah, it's like green.
Fell.
Green.
I'm wearing green. You know, it's just like,
Yeah, I poop green.
oh. We're going on the next slide, and it's a screenshot of them actually just telling what's going on. Ground zero for the Legion invasion is the Broken Shore. The Broken Shore is going to consist of a 40-person scenario of Horde and Alliance, and what they explained in there was 20 Horde, 20 Alliance, and we're going to be taking the shore in a big scenario type group. I wonder how that's going to work for when the expansion's been out and no one's playing it anymore. Maybe NPCs? Is that what they're going to give us? For
Random generated, like, tunes, like on the one private server I saw. It actually, like, pretends to actual players, but...
They're spots,
Yeah. Yeah.
Story catch-up and kickoff for the expansion. This is where you're going to be catching up a lot if you're starting a new character after the expansion's been out for a little bit, and it's also where you're going to be kicking off the expansion if you're just getting it fresh. Results in the world changed by your heroics. I'm guessing that depending on if we complete certain objectives in the area, the areas may be phased differently and look a little bit different.
I just think it's going to be like, what's it called? Theramore. As you know, if Theramore is destroyed, but it's only destroyed for you if you've actually done the scenario on that time.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what it's going to be.
Otherwise, you actually can go to Theramore if you've never done the scenario, and Jaina will still be there.
Right. Yeah. Now on the next slide, we see close-up shots of demons at the gate or outside of the portal. And that looks like a new Felguard model.
Yeah. Well, actually, it came out in Warlords, but you don't see them.
Yeah, you don't
use Warlords anymore.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them. And that's the first Felguard I think we've seen that has a shield, isn't it? That looks like a shield on his arm there.
Yeah.
That looks like that. So that's pretty cool. Sorry for the dog.
I like to point out that the statue behind him kind of looks like one of the characters from StarCraft. Just saying.
Oh yeah. That's weird. And then we go on to the next slide where we see more of those pillars of green light, and it looks like there are players attacking these pillars and trying to fight their way up through the area. They gave us a little preview video of that, which I think they cut too early because I think there was more there and then they didn't show it.
I think they want to basically just give like people a little bit of it.
Little hints. More. Yeah. Give them little hints, right? Nothing really too much to say in this one. It's a lot of green. It looks like they're using several mages. Actually, they're all mages.
Yeah, they're all mages.
All of them are mages. So yeah. Next one, we see another Felguard being zapped through lightning and stuff. More of the architecture in the background.
Green.
More of the green, more of the spires off in the side, bottom left-hand corner. We kind of see some purple over here. I wonder if that's like a hammer of some sort or a sword. Or perhaps it's like...
From looking from here, it kind of looks like the fell hog, or the purple fell hog.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
It kind of looks like that, like there's a person of flying mount, but when I took like that image, and he was still there.
Yeah.
One of those people.
Yeah. Okay. Next slide, we see an underneath of one of these like, for lack of a better term, a Hellfire Citadel.
Kind of looks like Nax, if you think about it.
Kind of looks like Nax shooting green fireballs down. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we can see on the bottom right hand here that we have a priest that looks like he's been using the bubble, which increases your movement speed.
You see a mage just blinked.
Mage, yeah. Lots of stuff. Looks like there might be a Tauren over here at somewhere. I'm not sure. It might be actually just a statue.
I think I see a dwarf.
Alright, we're gonna move on. And you see, in the background there, it looks like there's more demons in the sky. Unless that's pixelated.
Kinda, yeah. Or it's just a lot of pixels.
Yeah. You can't see it there, because my thing's in the way, but you can see it kind of. And the next slide. And, oh, a very motion-blurred Hellfire coming down. Holy.
Yeah.
Look at that. And this is, some people may have watched, I think, what is it, Chinglish is doing was doing the Demon Hunter preview. These fell cannons here that you can see, that's actually a fell cannon in the background. Those are actually placed along Mardoon as well, so they're reusing those models for the Broken Isle, obviously.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on there. It looks like we've got a couple people who are fresh out of Archimonde, because that's a heroic weapon from Archimonde. Stuff like that.
Boost gear,
Yeah. Next slide. Just more demons. Nothing really to point out here. We've got a lot of shattered rock that's floating in the air for some reason. I would like to think that this is Mardoon that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, maybe.
We got some more of the purple over here, which is looking like it's like a ritual of some sort. And we're going to just glance by these. The architecture, I don't know. It didn't do it justice watching it with Tor, but the architecture here kind of looks nice.
It's pretty cool.
It's like dark. It's dark and very nice. We're going to go on to the next slide here. And that's a big citadel. Holy.
Oh, great. Hellfire.
11 months of Hellfire 2.0.
Yeah.
The next slide shows us more of that green beam, a close-up of the architecture looking upwards from a player point of view. So these buildings are going to be quite tall. They're probably going to be like an overarching, thing. The building is going to be really, really tall, kind of increasing the scale of what what we're looking for in size to the expansion.
Yeah.
And next page, and that's just the Demon Hunter intro. And move on, and this is the storyboarding for what the this is what the cinematic is going to be, basically. So it says Illidan is surveying attacking forces below. That's when we began our assault on the Black Temple. All the heroes were rushing up the courtyard, taking out all of the demons and such, and Illidan's looking pretty pissed off at that point. He's telling his demon hunters that they have to flee and go to this world of Mardoon now. And that's where we're going to kind of begin. From this cinematic, we're going to go towards Mardoon and, just assault this demon homeworld.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Mardoon, the Despair Ridge, and you can see the difference already between how that looks and how the Broken Isle looks. That's very... It's green, but it's spread out a little bit more. You have, like, purplish-looking rocks. You get a lot of chain around the area. And up there...
Reminds me of, like, Silver Moon. Not Silver Moon, Shadow Moon.
Yeah. Kind of like Shadow Moon. And then, actually, you can't see it there, but I'm going to move my picture over here. You can see that this is one of the ship-looking things here.
Yep.
And then we'll go to the next slide, where we have a close-up of... Nalagag and I said this at the exact same time when we saw that demon looking Naga. We were like, what the fuck is that?
It's like, the hell?
It's very grotesque looking. And again, you can see, like, it looks like a ship up in there. We have a lot of chains coming down from what we can assume there's a building up in there that we just can't see. Maybe there's like an area, a tower or something.
Mm-hmm.
And next slide we go to is an even more close-up of that ugly fucking looking monster. Holy, that's gross looking.
It's like if you took Terran Gore with Naga and confused him with demon blood.
Yeah,
If we're floating in the air and have like
floating in air and shit, yeah. We can see just like, again, more chains and stuff, and we can there's a lot of things hanging from rocks. Some demon ooze and shit in the background. Pretty cool looking. There's a lot of slides, so we're gonna start after we get like talking about a lot of these things. We're gonna just start rapid firing through these slides.
Yep.
So we have again one new model of Lich. It looks like.
It looks like a Lich model.
It's a
It really does.
very nice looking Lich model. I like it personally better than the other Liches that we've seen. You can see in the background, this is the world that Sargeras shattered when he turned to a bad Titan. And you can see all the debris floating around here. So this is just a small section of a planet that we're occupying right now.
It's getting smaller every second.
And then the next slide shows a full close-up of the Lich, and that is a really nice-looking model.
Yeah. Seems to be missing a nose.
Yeah. It's like a wraith, almost.
Yeah, it's kind of that.
Yeah. Ooh, God. Ugh. We go to the next slide, and we see something that should burn in fire, I think, because that's fucking gross.
I don't know what to say to that. It's kind of like a butterface. If you think about it.
A what?
A butterface.
Oh, a butterface? Everything good is about a butterface? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's... I completely agree. But, again, it's a very cool-looking model, but it's not... It's not something you're going for the appeal factor there, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then next slide here is like a spider-infested area. I guess that this area has a lot of spiders as well.
Mm-hmm.
The next slide's more of the spiders. We'll continue on. This is the Soul Engine, and this is like a place where they're harnessing all these fell energies and kind of infusing more of their demons with them. And it looks like there's a group of demon hunters assaulting that down there at the bottom.
Or playing around with toys. It's either or.
Yeah, one of the two. And in our next slide, we have an... Oh my god, that's a lot of green.
Oh god.
I seen this in Chinglish's little playthrough that he was doing. This is like a boss creature in which you have to, as you're attacking it, you go around and hit these little pillars here that send in a mobilizing thing to the cauldron in the middle, I think, and it blows up and kind of freezes them in place for a little bit and does some damage.
Yep.
It's a cool questing mechanic. It's been done before, but it's pretty cool to see.
Pretty neat.
The Burning Legion lineup, more powerful versions of existing demons, and all new terrifying demons, such as the Imp Mother, Jailer, and Inquisitors. I guess we're going to assume that the Inquisitors are the Lich-looking creatures?
Makes sense. I think that was the closest thing that would make any sense.
Imp Mother, I'm thinking that may be the boss-looking creature that we saw that had a butterface. And
Yeah.
Jailers are perhaps some of these demons that are around the chains and stuff.
Yeah, they're floating.
Yeah. And then a close-up of the Fellhound, which is one of the mounts you're going to be getting with the pre-order of the Deluxe Edition.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the next slide, and it has the Fellhound, the Imp, and the... it looks like a new Resolution Felguard, too.
Yeah, it does, like a new resolution of the Fell Hunter.
Yeah. Or Fell Hunter, yeah, sorry, not Felguard. Next slide, we have two new demons.
Yeah, like a bat?
It's like a bat gargoyle creature, and looks like I don't know, like some sort of deformed minotaur. that's shrunk.
Looks like the goblins from D3.
Yeah, and we've noticed a lot too that there's a lot of heavily pulled things from Diablo 3, which will be more evident when we talk about the podcast and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We see the old version of the Felguard there on the next slide, which we can assume is either the Inquisitor or just Lich there as well. Mm-hmm. And we see like the part of a Felguard, I believe, or a Wrathguard. And then we see a reused model of the boss in Hellfire Citadel.
Maybe that's not the jailer. That makes sense.
Maybe that's the jailer. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's the jailer. And these must be imp mothers, it looks like, because it looks like they're a giant impish form of like a human female, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of demonic stuff coming off of them, such as the wing tendrils and the hooves and all that stuff. And our next slide goes to those floating, weird-looking creatures. I thought it was a Naga at first.
Kind of looks like a Naga if you actually look at it.
The way the tail, like the way the clothes down at the bottom go into like a tail shape almost.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that. And the next slide we go to is, oh my god.
Yeah.
PG-13 audiences. This is a very independent purple woman who is beautiful in every way. So, you know,
Therasanes and Terangors. Love child.
Love child, yeah. In our next slide, we see a yellower version of Doomlord Kha'Zix. But mini.
Some odd ogre.
Next slide, we have it looks like it almost looks like an ogre, but it's more of like a fel-infused stone creature. It looks like to me. It looks like their skin's not flesh. And we see a Dreadlord. Looks like a upgraded version of a Dreadlord. That armor model is the same, but it looks like the face has changed a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that the face has been changed.
And then we go to one of the Felguard, the Doom Guards that drop from the sky.
Infernal,
yeah. And up there is an upgraded version of the Fel Reaver, it looks like.
I love that model.
That model looks pretty good. Is that not the same model as the raid boss?
Maybe, but I do like the middle thing. Like you see, like their heads, like the souls.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And our next slide is Fight Fire with Fire. Demon Hunters will be using Legion's devices against them, learning new spells as we go through the area, and we're going to steal powers from the demons themselves. Which is cool. And there's a screenshot of the Demon Hunter turning into a demon form using his I-beam attack, which was ripped from a Warlock.
Yeah.
This is the best part of the Demon Hunter, I think.
Yeah,
that Fel mount looks dope as fuck.
A reskin tiger mount that looked like a Fel mount.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
I want that. Very awesome. I'm gonna be rolling a Demon Hunter for that exact reason, just cause. And then we're going to the next page and taken prisoner. So the Mardoon is just the first part of our quest chain. After we clear the demons, we're gonna come back to find that Maiev is in control of the Black Temple, and they are taking all of the demon hunters prisoner. And we're gonna be imprisoned by Maiev. We go through playing everything up to that point, and then Mardoon was just the first half. What comes after that is faction. We go to the faction. So if you're a Night Elf Demon Hunter, you're going to be going to the Alliance. If you're a Blood Elf Demon Hunter, you're going to be going to the Horde. Then we go to establish our order halls and get our artifact glaives.
It feels like the weapons itself, like the one on the left is like Kata themed, the one on the right is Wrath themed, and then the one in the middle
Is
is
Legion.
Sunwell themed.
Or, no, not even. The way I see it is it looks like you said, the one on the left looks like Kata theme, right? It's like very molten, a lot of lava looks like it's coming off that. That could be Fell Blood as well. Then we go over here and it's like, oh, this one's like really cold and he's got glaives that have ice coming off of it. And then this one kind of goes, oh, well, look at this. This is like your Legion theme. It's got a lot of Fell energy in it. It's got demonic blood pumping through it. Like, look at that.
Sure. But I look at like the model itself looks like the two-handed sword you get from Sunwell.
Yep. Yep.
That's the first thing that popped in my mind.
And I can tell you for a fact that I said that this one looks the coolest, but I don't think a glaive should have points on the outside of it. I think it should be one smooth bladed surface on the front of it. Kind of like the other two have there. They got little claws and stuff on them, but I mean, it's pretty good looking. And after the artifact glaives is a picture of the Titans in the sky for looks like
Sargeras?
constellations. That's the good version of Sargeras there. We still don't know what that means. It's got a lot to do because we're going to get a lot of Titan lore in this expansion as well. And this is the overlook of what the Broken Isles looks like so far. Again, we have a feeling that Thal Darnath is going to be left for maybe a future content patch or just completely forgotten like Farallon.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like these zones, and I mentioned that they look like they're very small zones, but they've got a lot of detail packed into these small zones. And I think that maybe you're going to really notice if you go from Suramar to Stormheim, or from Stormheim to Val'sharah, that you're going to see a big difference in what the area looks like and the outlook of it.
I hope so, because that's what I want. I want to actually feel like it's different from each zone.
Yeah. On the next slide, we have the Val'sharah kind of concept art. And they said that this is where they pick their palettes and stuff from for when they're doing the game design and how the questing and stuff is going to flow into all of this. So there we can see as it gets off towards the distance, it looks like it's a more purplish hue, but we've got a lot of green foliage in the foreground, which is awesome looking. Yeah. I do like how that looks.
I do. That kind of much like the good side and the bad side for druids. The Emerald Dream and Emerald Nightmare.
Tour's going to be ready in 10, if you're going to still be up now.
Yeah.
Alright, and then we go to this area, and I believe this is Val'sharah itself.
Yep.
This is the actual in-game map, so it looks like they've got a lot of this completed. And that, to me, you can see on the map that this is probably the area over here where the World Tree was. That's that purple shaded area, because on the map it's kind of got like a purple shade to it. So it looks like you're going to have deep foliage around the Blackrock Hold. It's kind of going to be like a black magma looking stuff. And then we're going to see the purplish shade over here by the World Tree. And then we're going to see the rest of it be very like blossomy and bloomy around the other area here, like the Grove.
I like that. Looks like a short area.
I think that's probably going to be like our middle zone.
I feel like that's going to be a start or so.
Yeah, and this is the heart of Druidism. Again, this is an in-game shot, it looks like, of kind of what the color palette around the Druids' stronghold is.
Reminds me of the Druid starting area.
Very nature heavy. Blackrock Hold, there is like it's like a gloomy area. It's kind of like a lot of just I don't want to say death, but it looks like it's a lot of gloom.
Yeah, gloom. That's a good word for it.
And then we have a screenshot that they didn't show us. That's the new
Tree?
ancient model, yeah.
Yes, they actually did show it to us. It's one of the Arc Druids.
Oh, cool. I didn't see that. But yeah, that's very nice looking. Look at that.
He has.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Like, he's one of the three like eldest Arc Druids, like the top rank of
Okay.
Arc Druids.
Yeah.
That's what Alita briefly said.
Very awesome. And then we have the new models for some of the satyrs. They look very nice.
I want to play Satyr.
Satyrs look very nice.
I love their
Continue
I've
on.
always loved their
Nalagag and I jumped on this. This dragon looks dope.
I want that as a mount and as a playable race.
Yeah. That dragon looks awesome. And then we go in more to this is what these dragons are going to look like in this area. And it looks nothing at all like the dragons we've seen before.
It's kind of look like if you think about like the Kata expansion, you know, with the Black Draids are corrupted.
Yeah.
That's kind of like they feel like they stand out from all the other dragons.
Yeah, it's more of like you can look like they've got veins on the outside that are pumping red fucking blood through them, and you can see all that. They've got like a very, very dark, very Deathwing Black Dragonflight-esque looking, you know, color palette.
Mm-hmm.
And that the face is what's really has gotten me, because generally the face looks more cartoony. This looks like it could be a real dragon.
Yeah, it's believable actually as like an actual dragon.
Yeah. And we go on, and of course, Moonkin models get a huge upgrade in texture. Makes me want to level up my druid more. And be a Boomkin.
It makes you actually feel like, oh, now I actually have a reason to play a Boomkin.
Yeah. And then, of course, we go on to the updated Sea Lion form.
And I called it.
And you did call it the second he said it's going to be Sea Lion.
Yeah.
And we got some more concept art for Val'sharah.
I want to mark my territory on those trees. They're that beautiful.
Yeah. More concept art, very beautiful artwork. We've got the artwork of what it's going to look like for these groves being blooming, and how it's going to go from corruption to like a full-blown just growing thing. And then we have like looks like a tree house and all this stuff here, kind of like the textures that they're going to be using for what the architecture looks like.
It's kind of like, yeah, that's how it kind of look like.
Yeah, and we're just going to go through these because these are kind of explain themselves. That looks like the very nice rendition of Blackrock Hold there. Very nice concept art. You can see it's like abandoned. It's got cobwebs all over it.
I really like the artwork around the statues, like the one on the right.
Yep. And then we go to the next slide where it's like a kind of like a grove or a conclave of, it looks like maybe this is where we're seeing a lot of corruption come through because of the purple hues and stuff. And they really hit home the fact that this is like the first part and Mardoon are going to be like really heavily Legion influenced. There's not a lot of Legion influence in these other zones, it looks like.
Yeah.
The two different versions of a household here on the next slide.
Seems to be like Torn and one Night Elf.
Yep, it looks like it to be. And then we have a very nice artwork of that tree. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to just continue on through there because Val'sharah, this is like a Night Elf zone here, and we can see Malfurion over here. Malfurion, and it looks like Cenarius rather, or maybe another kind of Grove Warden.
Demigod.
Yeah, maybe another demigod. And they did mention, if you look there, that they upgraded the Hippogriff models, and it looks like that's an upgraded Hippogriff model in the top right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm. And I want one.
Oh yeah, that's cool. More of Malorn's Refuge. The Whispering Bluffs. You can see the moose model there. I would pee on that tree, says On Hold. You guys and marking your territory. Moonclaw Vale, which is a very orange-colored bridge, very wood-colored bridge. So it's not like a. That doesn't look to be like any sort of metal or anything. That's just a wooden bridge, very natural.
Nice artwork.
Yeah, I'm loving the artwork here. And then we have Bradensbrook, whatever, Bradensbrook. Very dark looking in the area. Looks like that. There's like a rain over there. And it looks like it's very close to Blackrock Hold.
Gilnean type of house.
Yeah, Gilnean feel there, isn't it? Blackrock Hold itself looks very awesome, very foreboding. Raven Court. This is kind of inside the Blackrock Hold. And even more, the Hero's Rest is like a graveyard where all the souls of all these dead night elves are passed.
Oh, those are banshees. It looks like they've got.
Shalanier, which is the World Tree. Very corrupted over here. This is a lot of the stemming of corruption right here.
You can tell it's very corrupted, dude. Jeez.
Very corrupted, and you can see that these ancients here have been very touched by the corruption. They're starting to wither, and they've got just all this stuff around them. It's very red. Very, very red looking. Shalanier, yeah. And our next slide goes over to Stormheim, which is looking like it's be very Norse.
Looks like it was made by Bob Ross.
Yeah. We'll have to host him later when we leave.
Yeah.
And then we see this is not High Mountain. That's not High Mountain. This is Stormheim. Okay. This is the world map of Stormheim. Again, looking at that, I didn't think it was that big, but look at all of the areas.
Looks like a very tall, so just a lot of climbing.
Looks like it's probably going to be the Nagrand of this expansion.
Mm-hmm. Which version?
Probably old Nagrand. I don't think it's not looking like it's going to be indicative of being a large climb. It doesn't look like there's a big difference. It looks like they're just separated a lot.
Okay.
Maybe Netherstorm-esque, where you had to cross all those bridges. I see maybe a giant rope bridge connecting these areas, maybe.
Yeah, you got one for south, the one for east and west.
Yeah. The Vikrul's kind of permanent structures that they've built here. This is kind of like the area where they've settled. What we saw in Northrend was only a little bit of the Vikrul Society. Mm-hmm. And there's a picture of their God King. Very nice in-game screenshot, it looks like.
Stole that picture from me.
Origins of the Kavaldir and the Valkyr. So we're going to see a lot of Valkyr stuff. And there's a Kavaldir Sorcerer. Kind of looks like it would be a Sith Inquisitor.
Yeah, kind of a mix of a Inquisitor and a Necromancer.
And then we have this beautiful looking Valkyr.
See, now it looks like she actually is wearing panties.
Yeah. This is a beautiful looking golden Valkyr. I'm assuming that's going to be like a boss.
I hope not. I don't want to kill it.
And then we have a very good look of some of the artwork for what the warriors of the Gavaldir look like.
That reminds me a lot of D3, like an actual...
Yeah, like a barbarian. Looks like a barbarian from D3. And there is a shaded, cool-looking version. It looks like he's accepted some blood from Gul'dan. From the demons.
Yeah.
Looks like he's very fel-infused. Another awesome dragon model. I can't get over how the dragons look in this expansion.
So they're bringing chromatic dregs in the game, or just making a new flight?
I think this is the Storm fight, they said. This is going to be a new flight of dragons native to the Broken Isles. Which we might get some more Titan and aspect lore in there, perhaps.
So there is like the one aspect and not one talked about left.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's going to be the key to getting the aspect powers back. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
And then there's another awesome look of artwork for that area.
Yeah, made by Bob Ross.
Yep. And then we have the color palettes of the tree. Hello, Sufal. We're just going over some of these things before the podcast and just giving our opinions on what the area looked like and stuff. Very Silver Moon, Eversong wood-looking trees there.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, Silver Moon.
Yep, and then we have more close-ups of the Vulcro buildings and stuff. And I never noticed it before, but it looks like on the tips of the buildings and stuff, that's actually looks like a dragon head, and it kind of looks like the dragon that we just saw from the Stormflight.
Yeah, actually, really does. Yeah.
Yeah.
First, I thought it was a wolf.
Yeah, I thought so too. And then we have more awesome-looking artwork. This is just so good. They did an awesome job on all the artwork.
That reminds me of Skyrim.
Yeah. Stormheim's got an area here. This is like their main city, I guess. Very nice looking. Got a big wall in the background there. Looks like a castle. We're moving on. The Runewood looks like a very a densely populated area. It's got a lot of trees around it. It's probably got good foliage around the outsides of it. Looks like it's in an autumn type of setting.
Yeah.
Runewood with those awesome looking trees.
Jeez.
Valley of the Sword. Looks like a very nice climbing valley. Maws of Nashel. So you can see that this area here is ravaged by war and destruction. Very awesome looking.
It's pretty cool.
Hosvald. Looks like it's a very... It kind of looks like almost like it's a sullen graveyard area. There's a little tomb
Like
there.
that's like the north of like Torian Tundra.
Yeah, Borean Tundra. Yeah, it looks like that. Stormhelm is Blackbeak Overlook. It's again another good in-game screenshot of that God King they've got carved in the mountain, which is awesome. And they stole it from Nalagag, obviously.
Yeah.
This is a look at what? This isn't Stormheim here in the in-game one, is it?
No, that's
No.
not Stormheim.
This is Suramar?
Ashar's Vengeance?
No, weird looking anyway. It's good. It's cool. And that area is very spread out. Like,
Yeah, I can tell.
there's going to be a lot to do, and I think you're going to see a lot of quest hubs in there. That's very
And
good.
Dalaran.
And Dalaran, yeah. Ashar's Vengeance. This is not what Nalagag said. It's not the dungeon, I don't think. Oh, this is the outside dungeon, isn't it? Yeah, this is an outside dungeon, I think. Sorry again for the dog. It hears stuff on the movie that they're watching out there. And we have a remnants of a dying blue dragonflight. These are... I think it was mentioned there in one of the stories that when the Dragon Soul was used, the dragonflight was sent flying. And I think this is probably some of the dragonflight that survived that.
Mm-hmm. Poor Cindercosa.
Warden's Isle. This is going to be the spot where the Warden's jail is, where we escape as a demon hunter. Oh God, that Banshee. And these are... they said it's not going to be a Banshee. This is a Highborn / Night Elf version of the Banshee.
That has to be a male.
And it looks like that is a male with female hair, it looks like, though. It's really weird.
It's an elf, so...
Yeah. Looks like unholy, it says. And then we got a fat-looking Naga. He looks like he ate all the Cheetos. But he looks like he might be like a colossal Naga. Maybe he's like a mini-boss type Naga. And new models for the Naga. I think they look terrifying.
Yeah.
Very awesome looking.
Even though the older ones were pretty fucking good to today's standards.
Yep. And then we have a comparison to their... Oh my god, they're using Admiral Taylor.
Yeah.
They're using Admiral Taylor to compare what the size of a player would be to this giant sea giant, and my god, that's scary. One of the things they were talking about was he's actually using the back of a galleon, a ship, as a shoulder pad there, if you can see it in the background.
Oh yeah, I notice it now.
It's even more noticeable in the new model look that they have as well.
Ah, he has a steering wheel as a belt.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty cool. And that vicious looking fucking thing, holy. And that's
Which apparently is a female.
That's apparently a female, yes.
I was hoping it was Neptulon.
Yeah, that would be cool. I just gotta see if Tor's ready yet, because he said he'd be ready, but he never, like, messaged me or anything. Okay, we ready when you are. And if we don't get to go through the rest of this tonight before the podcast starts, we'll probably do a part 2 tomorrow when Nalagag is a little bit more awake.
Mm-hmm.
And Tor is calling us right now, so I'm going to drop the call and we're going to join him, okay?
Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. I'm just going to talk for a second here, Tor. So, guys, we're going to continue this with me and Nalagag at a later point. We're at 111 out of 231 slides. So that'll be all done in part 2. We're going to get ready and prep for the podcast. And we'll be on when we're ready to do the podcast. So I'm going to end the stream right now, and I'll see you guys in part 2 and the podcast.